All right, welcome back. This is from June 16th, 2026. It's the Pacific Raceways Series, and this is the Masters 35 plus race. It's the 7 o'clock race, so this will be my second race of the evening. Coming into the races today, I kind of planned on uh, sitting in a bit in the first race, hoping to go for the sprint. And then in this race, I decided that I wanted to attack, hopefully get in a break. But given that it was the second race of the night for me, and it had been fairly warm out, I think it was mid to high 70s out on the track. We'll see how that plays out. Right now, we're jumping in and we're basically almost through the first lap. We've got one guy off the front. I believe this is Kyle from Taco Time. He is also a state champion. Can't remember exactly which category, but it's definitely on the road. And so he's off the front. Then we've got this guy in the white jersey and blue bibs at the front chasing him down. You got Andrew Martin there right in front of me with the white Washington State Bicycling Association champion kit. He is the 50 plus state champion in the criterium, which was just a couple weeks ago. I ended up getting my first podium of the year. I ended up third in the 50 plus state championship for criterium, and so that was a lot of fun. Of course, I did not record that, my best race of the year, and I failed to put my GoPro on, so that kind of sucks. That race was really fun. I ended up out on a break with Mark Luttrell, who is the current Masters 65 to 69 national road champion, I believe. Anyway, so we were out for a few laps and we ended up getting caught, and I ended up still having enough in the sprint to make it onto the podium. So that was fun. Anyway, we are chasing Kyle down. Andrew pulls over. He's going to take his turn. This guy over on the right here with the white and the blue, he was super strong. I don't know who he is. I don't think I've seen him out here before, but he was in a break in the 530 race, and I think it was a 3-4 category. And I know that that break stayed away, and they ended up passing our Masters field as well. So he ends up doing a lot of work tonight in this race as well. All right, my turn at the front, trying to close this down. In this one, again, I said I wanted to attack and try to get breaks. I didn't really have any expectations as far as ultimate results in this race, but I just wanted to make sure that I was active, that I was getting a good workout in. I hate sitting in the pack, so I figured I'd try to stay as active as possible. All right, so we bring back, again, I think this is Kyle. And then we have an immediate attack from PJ on 10-Speed Hero and Peter from Huggins Berman. So I jump on their wheel. And behind me, we've got Evan Blanchon, I think is his name. And he is on Revolution Racing. So we end up getting a little bit of a split here. This definitely seems like a good break to be in. We've got Huggins Berman in the break, and they have the most riders in the race. They probably have like 8 riders in here. We've got Evan here. They don't have a lot of guys in the race, but they have Nate, and Nate is very good at chasing things down or going up breaks. So if his teammate's up here in the break, he's not going to be chasing. And then in addition, we've got PJ on 10-Speed Hero, and 10-Speed Hero is, probably the strongest Masters team here in Washington, and they won't be chasing if he's in the break. So this is definitely a good composition. So let's see how this goes. I'm making my excuses now, but none of these three guys were in the earlier race. So I've already got, 45 minutes of racing in my legs. If you look over to the right, you can see my heart rate is at 167, and that is actually probably the limit for me in most races if I'm doing a steady effort. Now it's my turn on the front again. So far, this is looking pretty good. But that was all foreshadowing. I am cooked. So after that pull, I decided that I was going to drift back to the pack. I thought it was, well, it was really early in the race, and so I thought that these guys would probably get caught, and I didn't know if I wanted to stay out there for the entire race. Um, when they attacked, it was only about, you know, 3 miles into the race. So all of a sudden we have Ted from Taco Time coming by, and he's trying to make a bridge attempt. So I give it one more effort and get on his wheel and think, gosh, if he could pull us back up to that group, and then for sure that would stay away because Taco Time had several people. But honestly, I was at my limit. I couldn't even hang on Ted's wheel. I think he ended up getting within like 50 yards of that break, but never quite connected. So unfortunately, Ted missed out because, yeah, that break actually stays away the entire race. All right, we're gonna jump ahead here a little bit. I've been caught by the pack now. Just a few laps later, break is still up the road, again, because they do stay away. But I'm still trying to stay active, and I see this little group forming here. Who knows, maybe, but maybe we can catch up to them. At this point, I'm still optimistic that they can be brought back. We've got Fell Swoop and Gurks doing some work. They missed out on the break, so Fell Swoop probably had the second most people in the race. So really kind of would have been good for them to organize a chase. But anyway, so this guy goes off the front, and we end up getting a gap. So me being stupid, I figure let's push it a little bit and see what we can do. So right now it's me and this Fell Swoop guy. We're off the front. We've got a little gap from the group. I don't know what I was thinking. There was no way we were going to catch the front group. And again, it's still pretty early in the race, so it didn't seem like we would actually be able to maintain by ourselves with just two guys. Although having Fell Swoop in there, if they weren't chasing, that wouldn't leave many people back in the pack to chase. But unfortunately, I don't think we had enough. We needed probably two or three more guys to make anything out of this break.
Oh well, good try. We need a few more.
We're about to get caught right here. And jump forward again to another stupid attack by me. I think we're going to lap farther down the road. At this point, I wasn't really trying to attack. I just wanted to kind of keep the chase going. And the guy we just passed, the one I was talking about earlier with the um, white jersey and blue bibs, he had been doing a lot of the work, so I thought I would jump up there and try to help him out. But unfortunately, the chase was very disorganized. There was a lot of people kind of going off the front, or just one guy chasing, but then 10 Speed Hero and Revolution and Hoggins were doing a great job of just kind of messing up the chase. They would all be up there. So you'd have one guy, and then you'd have three Hoggins guys behind him. So there was really no organization, and it was looking pretty grim at this point about bringing back that initial break. Also, at this point in the race, I started noticing that my legs felt like they were on the verge of cramping. You know that feeling where you're kind of not really cramping, but if you push it too hard, you can tell that it's going to happen. That's how I was feeling about this point in the race. But I'm just going to let it play out for a little bit. Right here, I notice Bradley Haley and a fell swoop guy kind of coming up on the right side. And I see Bradley stand up, so I figure I'll try to tag onto this. And I got Andrew Martin also tagging on. Now, if this were to get a gap, and there's a chance that it would potentially stick and we could be the second group on the road. Although I know that Andrew probably wouldn't chase in that scenario. He's got a good enough sprint that he doesn't need to be in a breakaway. He's also got one guy up the road, and in at least one race this year, I know that he chose not to work with somebody when they were on a break. So anyway, didn't matter anyway because the group was there behind us, or a significant amount of it. Okay. I think that might be Ted from Taco Time over there on the left attacking. He's kind of keeping things single file. I think the group is basically all back together, so we'll skip forward again. See Apex doing a little attack there on the left-hand side, and then it looks like going down the right-hand side, somebody else was attacking. Despite feeling pretty bad at this point in the race, I was able to respond to most of the attacks, which was nice. There's a little bit of a gap. Looks like Ted is shutting it down. I'm sitting on the Revolution rider's wheel. I don't know if that's Nate or not. Might be Nate. Still pretty strung out. This definitely was a fun night of racing. I wish I would have been able to stay in that break. I probably had more energy to give to the break, but I kind of figured that if I had tried to stay in it, that I would have blown up completely and possibly DNF'd the race. You know, that probably would have been a better choice. Just give it my all instead of hedging my bets. Live and learn. We are passing I think it's the 3-4-5 field, or maybe it's just the 4-5 field. I don't know, but that's that group that was over on the right-hand side. So we're getting close to the end of the race here. Got another attack going off on the right-hand side there. Whenever we pass another field, they're neutralized, and it can get a little messy. So you definitely want to make sure you've got your head on a swivel and stay up front when passing another group. In the confusion, I've seen people sneak away, so I wanted to make sure that that didn't happen this time. coming into this finish, I'm actually in pretty decent position. Coming up on the left-hand side here. Kind of lost a wheel, so I'm out in the wind. But to be honest, I was cramping really bad. And at this point, I just kind of pulled the plug. Unfortunately, I just couldn't stand up and couldn't actually sprint. So, fun race. Here's the top 10 for the day. And then following that, we've got the top 10 standings for the series after 3 races. Thanks. Bye.